Live breaking news from News Channel 3.
And we are following live breaking news here on Midday. Fire crews from around the area attacking the Gibraltar fire that is burning in the hills above Santa Barbara and Montecito. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Joe Butita. Let's get right to it. The Gibraltar fire is burning 60 to 70 acres now in size, and it's in the Los Padres National Forest, but it is very visible if you're in the city of Santa Barbara or in Montecito. Let's go right to those front lines. Senior reporter John Palmentary. They've been there all morning long. And John, the firefighting aircrafts have been bombing the flames with those drops.
It's been an aggressive attack, and it appears to be working. Good news in the 11 o'clock hour as the flames have subsided. We still see smoke. There's still a threat, but it's very reduced now. Let's take a look at the scene live first, and then we'll show you what we saw earlier this morning. Right now, you see some of the hand crews that have been rotating in, and look at them as an army goes up this trail that was cut by bulldozers earlier this morning to get to this peak called the Gibraltar fire. It is technically to the east of Gibraltar. We're in the Montecito Peak area, and we're to the west of Toro Canyon. Very, very aggressive firefighting by hand crews, bulldozers, multiple agencies, Montecito, Santa Barbara County City Fire as well, and many others. Earlier this morning, a huge glow in the hills above Montecito as people were waking up at 5:30 or 6 to the sound of sirens racing up into these hills, and it was a scary sight this morning against that dark morning sky. But as the morning unfolded and the attack continued, the winds were light at first, but then strong up to 20 miles an hour up here, and that worried a lot of people with the smoke bending towards the populated areas. This is high up in the hills. It is a Los Padres National Forest location, well above the T fire zone. But after the morning light came, so did the air tankers and helicopters that were ready to go. They all got their alerts at 5:30 when this fire broke out. Back here live, it looks like we're going to see a Phosgene drop come down here from a plane. They're coming behind this ridge line here where the fire has been centered at about 70 acres, and they've been making drops. A plane just went back, and there it comes out now. It must have just made a drop behind there. Earlier this morning in our live broadcast, you saw multiple air tanker drops. Now these are slowing down a little bit. It looks like their target zones are being reduced, and it's getting more to a hand-to-hand fuel line type fire. They're putting the lines around here right now. They're doing a great job of it. This is the MO. This is their plan when they get these fires, to throw everything they can at it on the early stages to slow it down and to try and stop these fires from spreading. This is a very explosive and volatile area. Fortunately, we had cool temperatures. The winds, while they have been gusting, have not been as wild as we've seen up here in days gone by. But the canyons here from the Montecito area to the east are the most explosive and volatile canyons on our Santa Barbara County front country, and are very serious concerns because they can get right into populated areas. We don't have as many roads through here as we do in the Santa Barbara side for fire apparatus and crews to get up and get right up next to the fire. This is well off the roadway, so it's been somewhat of a surprise to us as to what the cause could be. So they're investigating the point of origin, trying to find out where this fire started. And as we've seen in the past, sometimes if there have been people in this area and if they have introduced fire here that may have gone out, a campfire or a small glow, it can whip up after many hours after they leave the area. So it's up to the investigators to get in there and figure out what happened and what started this fire that was first reported sometime after 5 o'clock this morning. Once again, wrapping up, the air attack is continuing, but it has calmed down. The flames are gone, and the smoke is subsiding. A good attack by the fire agencies in a united effort this morning. Live above Montecito at the scene of the Gibraltar fire, I'm John Palmentary, News Channel 3.
All right, John, thank you very much. We want to go now to Andrew Madsen. He's with the Los Padres National Forest. He's joining us on the phone. Sir, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What can you tell us about this fire, and do we have any cause? It's in a strange place.
Yeah, no, I'm listening to Mr. Palmentary. You know, the cause is under investigation. He's correct. It is off the road in kind of an unusual spot. But crews have been very successful working under unified command this morning. And, you know, fortunately, this time of year, fire activity is pretty light. And so we're going to be able to get all the necessary resources that we can and get them out here as quickly as we can so that we can anchor and cut some line around this fire.
How many crews do you have out there? We've seen a whole army of firefighters working their way inside this pretty rugged terrain. How many people? We've seen a lot of drops as well.
And these numbers, Joe, are just growing. And so as more resources arrive on scene, as of about 10 a.m., we had over 150 people. 6 tankers were working, 5 helicopters, 35 engines, 3 dozers, 4 water tenders, number of hand crews, and then we've got additional stuff ordered, including 5 more strike teams, 10 more engines, dozers, helicopters. So it's just a really good effort among all the cooperators here under the mutual aid agreements to bring what we have. And like I say, with activity so light in other areas, we really are going to benefit from that and being able to get most of what we order.
Absolutely. And one final question for you. Winds up there right now, do you have any idea how they are?
Yeah, they're gusting. Obviously, the forecast is for more stronger winds as we work into the afternoon. So that's why we're doing everything we can right now. But they're gusting. They're 10 to 15, gusting up to 25 was the last report that I got.
60 to 70 acres, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Andrew Madsen with the Los Padres National Forest. Well, we've seen a lot of these water drops. Cincinnati De Los Santos is live at Laurel Canyon, which is where a lot of these crews are reloading. We're going to go to Cincinnati now and find out exactly what she's seen out there. Hey, Cincinnati.
Hey, Joey. Well, I am at Laurel Reservoir in Santa Barbara. Now, this is the location where helicopters are picking up water to help put out the fire. Now, crews have been picking up and delivering water since 7 a.m. this morning. And from what I've been told by neighbors, that the helicopters have made well over a dozen trips dropping water on the fire. Now, there are 3 different helicopters as well as 3 Canadian jets, a DC-10, and a twin-engine fixed plane. Now, they're all on hand to aggressively put this fire out. We also spoke with the resident who's been out here since it started at 7 a.m. This is what he had to say about what he witnessed.
Yeah, the most impressive, I just got good shots of, they have the four jet engine. They have 3 of those Canadian fire bombers. They just came on the scene the first time about a half hour ago. Just shortly before you got here, we saw the first one returning from the fire and the additional 2 heading to the fire, so they have at least 3 of those.
Now back out here live, as you can see, helicopters are making their rounds, picking up and delivering water to the fire. Very hard at work, and I have to say they are working relatively fast, and they have been making their rounds since 7 a.m. this morning. Live from Laurel Reservoir, Cincinnati De Los Santos, News Channel 3. Back to you, Joey.
All right, Cincinnati, if you don't mind, tell Herb to go ahead and pan to that helicopter as he's picking up water, and we'll just watch it as it's happening. You can see they're going in there. They have these long hoses, so they're able to hover above these reservoirs. We've seen them do it in the ocean before. Of course, all of these reservoirs with a little less water in them because of the drought, but it doesn't look like it's been a problem for them today. We've also heard reports that these sky cranes are going to be called in. They're those red helicopters that you see that are fighting fires, and those we'll have to see if they are coming in or not. Andrew Madsen mentioned that there were a whole lot of other resources being ordered to come to this fire to help out. So that is what you're seeing there. Live pictures from the Laurel Reservoir where they're getting more water into these helicopters. We're going to go now to a map of these evacuation warning zones. There have been no mandatory evacuations that have been ordered, but here's the area that we're talking about. It is zones 2, 3, 4, and 5. So Santa Barbara and Montecito areas. You can see how far back it really goes, and then the city is down a little further as well. So we have these maps right here. It has extended. Just about an hour ago, it was zones 3, 4, and 5. Now zone 2 has been added to that. So we're keeping an eye on it. Again, no mandatory evacuations have been ordered, but these are warnings for people in those areas. Just be ready just in case something were to happen later on. We're going to go now to Meredith Garfalo. She's tracking the winds and all of these conditions we're facing in the weather department. Plus, she has a couple of photos that we received this morning, Meredith.
It was more impressive earlier, Joey. People were waking up. Even overnight when we were all at work, those flames were just shining through the dark. This was a great photo that I got on Twitter, actually, from Santa Barbara City College. Thank you so much to everyone who sent those photos in. You can see the flames just over the mountains. Good news is that's nothing like what we were just seeing there. But again, I'll show you where that fire is burning in Santa Barbara County. It's in an area there's not a lot of cities around, which is a good thing. And if you zoom out, I mean, here it is in perspective. Here's Mission Canyon, Santa Santa Barbara, even Montecito, so it's pretty far out there. Big high five to those firefighters for all the work that they're doing right now. Current conditions, that's going to play a big role in the firefighters getting stuff accomplished. 74 right now. Winds are out of the north-northeast, and as we were just hearing from our firefighters, those winds are gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour. The thing that's not good, though, is the humidity is dropping. That means it's getting drier in that area. And as far as the fire forecast goes, we just got an update as of 10 a.m. We're going to see a little bit less winds this afternoon, although still gusty. The big winds, though, will come later tonight, so it's very important firefighters get stuff done now. I'll talk more about your forecast for the rest of the work week, plus the Halloween forecast in just a few minutes. Joey?
Meredith, thank you very much. We'll check back in with you. There are two schools that are being impacted by the Gibraltar fire. Cold Spring School and Montecito Union Elementary. They are closed today because of air conditions. And we have our News Channel 3 reporter, Kelsey Gerkins, who is live with some details on those school closures. Kelsey?
Joe, yes, at this hour, those are the only two schools that are closed. And I'm live at Westmont College, and this is a campus that's actually decently close to the fire. And at this time, they are running as normal. Everything is normal here on campus, but there is a lot of action. Here on campus, they are actually filling up. At least 3 helicopters are coming in every few minutes. So people are a little distracted by that, but school is running here at Westmont College. But they do have an evacuation order in place. Again, we do want to talk about those two schools that are closed. They are Montecito Union Elementary School. It's closed due to bad air quality, and Cold Springs Elementary School. And I spoke to Tricia Price. She's the superintendent of Cold Springs Elementary to find out just why the school was shut down. And here's what she had to say.
We felt it was in the best interests of students and school personnel not to be on campus today. Many of our families are also affected by this personally. Their homes are nearby. We also felt it best that families be in their homes with other family members today. It was almost 7 years ago to the day that our community experienced the T fire. So there are a lot of things that are brought back.
Again, the two schools that are closed today are Montecito Union Elementary School, closed due to bad air quality, and Cold Springs Elementary School. And again, they did send out that alert early enough that most of the kids did not come onto campus there at Cold Springs Elementary School. They told me they only had a small handful of kids come on campus because they were able to alert all of the 160 students there. Reporting live at Westmont College, where there is no evacuation in place, Kelsey Gerkins, News Channel 3.
All right, Kelsey, thank you very much. Gibraltar Fire and Animal Evacuations for large and small animals. They have a place as well. All animals will be evacuated to the Santa Barbara Humane Society. That is at 5399 Overpass Road in Santa Barbara. Here's the information for you. If you feel like you need to get your animals out of the smoke, we don't have any evacuations at this time, but if you feel like you need to get them out of your area, go ahead and contact the number you see there, and they are more than willing to help you. Again, this is the Santa Barbara County Animal Services Hotline. It is 805-681-4332, and they're going to help coordinate assistance with any evacuation of large and small animals. And we want to take a look at some of your photos as well that you've been sending in this morning from the Gibraltar fire. Some amazing shots, not just from Montecito, but these pictures are coming in from all over the place. This shot up on the ridge line, actually. You can see there one of the planes coming in to make a drop. We also have more images. This is an MD-80, one of those bigger planes with the Foscheck coming out. And so we're seeing all kinds of stuff here today as we're going to get more information throughout the day on this fire.